the beginnings of the meetings, they always say, in one of the readings that happens no matter what 12-step group you go to, they always have this one little section in one of the readings that says, we have no initiation fees or dues, no pledges to sign, no promises to make, and it continues on. And one day when I was in early recovery, I was trying to still figure this out because I knew those hokey steps weren't going to work, and I didn't understand the point, but I still saw a whole lot of people that were clean. And so I listened to that and I caught that, and they continued on with the reading, and I thought they have no initiation fees or dues, but it didn't say they don't have an initiation. And so I started doing the stuff they said because it occurred to me that the hokey steps were an initiation. Now, that was my dope fiend behavior that got me started. I had to fool myself into doing what they told me to do. And I started doing their hokey steps and reading their book. And one of the back of the book of the Alcoholics Anonymous, where I actually got clean, there's a little line in there from William James and back there about on spiritual awakenings. And it talks about for some people, they have these lightning bolts and clouds and, and everything bliss, and they're caught in the big light and the wind blows up there. But, and he says, but for most of us, the belief in God and that spiritual awakening, that contact with God is slow and educational. And for me, it was really slow and educational. But somewhere at about 5 years clean, it dawned on me that I sort of believed that there was a power greater than myself, and it wasn't the old man on the throne that my dad had preached to me about, and I was able to stop waiting for the lightning bolt, and they talk about a God as you understand him, and I didn't quite understand that. I thought there was only one God, and I still think there's only one God, but I continued on with that lightning bolt aspect not being there anymore. So I started exploring a little bit more, working a little bit deeper, and gradually over a period of time, when I walked into that church, it dawned on me that I believed in only one God, and the one God that I was raised with basically is what it was. And so I still questioned whether or not I was redeemable, but I was willing to explore it because I certainly thought that I needed what they had to offer, and it wasn't just marriage counseling. And the funny part about the marriage counseling is they gave us, I get a chance to see them this next week, part of the trip to Florida.
Oh, cool.
They gave us this, they had a shepherding program. And shepherding is basically they will assign an elder in the church and his wife to walk with us through some of our marital issues and help us to learn how to be better. And so they gave us this group, a couple of people named Ken and Kathy, K&K, right? And we went over there expecting them to tell us what you need to do with her, what you need to do, what she needs to do, blah, blah, blah. They didn't do that. They took us into the book of Ephesians, and it says, husbands, love your wives. And for wives, it says, respect your husbands. We're different. We're equal, but we're different. And we both have a niche to play. And men have this attitude thing where if we feel disrespected, we become agitated and we're not very loving people. And never once did he tell me what I needed to do for her or anything. He wanted me to work on Dana. And then one day we're still doing this for a long time, and all of a sudden my wife comes up to me and starts talking to me about, I'm sorry for these things, that I did, blah, and I was disrespectful. And I'm like, I was the one who went out on her. None of this has anything to do with you. You're bliss. I mean, you're good. But they did it to both of us. They started us both working along a path that, and it comes back to that triangle.